This is the Unawarded Black Podcast with your host, Jay Watts. Hey, we're back after a long break, Unawarded Black Podcast. Look, Amy Cooper is back in the news. Y'all remember Amy Cooper and Chris Cooper in the park, her calling the police. And let's get a refresher to it, and then we'll come back with the rest of the story.
Now to a story that had the whole country talking. That white woman who called 911 on a black bird watcher in Central Park. Well, she has now faced a judge. And we have learned that she actually made a second 911 call saying that he tried to assault her. Our Janae Norman is in Central Park with more for us. Good morning to you, Janae.
Hey, TJ, good morning. Yeah, right after this happened, Amy Cooper immediately apologized for calling police on birdwatcher Chris Cooper. But now prosecutors and attorneys saying that she's planning to plead guilty for making that false 911 call. Amy Cooper, infamous for this racially charged incident in Central Park.
There is an African-American man. I am in Central Park. He is recording me and threatening myself and my dog.
Appearing in court virtually overnight, charged with falsely reporting an incident in the third degree.
I'm being threatened by a man in the ramble. Please send the cops immediately.
The on-camera confrontation sparking outrage across the nation in late May. Avid birdwatcher Chris Cooper, who's of no relation, was in Central Park when he came across Amy Cooper with her dog unleashed against park rules.
I said to the young woman, I said, dogs in the ramble have to be on the leash at all times.
But Cooper claims she refused to leash her dog and made that 911 call.
Please call the cops. Please call the cops.
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
Please tell them whatever you like.
And overnight, the Manhattan District Attorney releasing new details about a previously unreported second 911 call allegedly made by Amy Cooper during the encounter, accusing her of again falsely claiming that Christian Cooper attempted to physically harm her, telling dispatchers he tried to assault her. But prosecutors telling the court she later admitted he did not come in contact with her. And prosecutors telling the judge in court that using the police in a way that was both racially offensive and designed to intimidate is something that cannot be ignored. TJ.
But Janae, likely to get community service. Could this have been a much harsher punishment for her?
Yeah, TJ, in theory, she could have faced time behind bars, but she'll end up completing a program to educate her about racism. And that goes to what Christian Cooper says that he wants. He says that he has accepted her apology and he's focused on fixing issues with policing and addressing systemic racism.
So why is Amy Cooper back in the news? Because she said, even though I'm a Karen, you know what I should do? Take Karen to the next level and sue the company that fired me for being racist towards me. That's where we at right now in America. Now, according to this lawsuit, she claims that because of the company's actions, she has suffered emotional distress and that she was suicidal, and that Franklin Templeton legitimized the story of Karen versus African American because they didn't really do an investigation into the incident. Now, from the video we saw right there, pretty much, how much more investigating do we need? She got on there, she called 911, she said, this man's threatening my life and my dog, and she was fired. I mean, that's pretty simple. She said the lawsuit is seeking damages for loss of wages, bonus, and uninvested funds, as well as emotional distress for the alleged racial and gender discrimination, defamation, and negligence, among other counts. She wants a trial. Now, Franklin Templeton did issue a response to this lawsuit, which says, we believe the circumstances of the situation speaks for themselves and that this company responded appropriately. We will defend ourselves against these baseless claims. Now, the thing is, like I said, Amy Cooper, the next day issued an apology where she said, it was unacceptable, and I humbly and fully apologize to everyone who has seen the video, everyone has been offended, everyone who thinks of me in a lower light, and I understand why they do. I'm not a racist, but I did not mean to harm that man in any way. I was just scared. When you're alone in the ramble, you don't know what's happening. It's unexcusable. It's not defensible. He accepted her apology. She was charged. She had the charges dismissed early by completing a counseling program intended to educate her on the harm of her actions. So what we got here is Amy Cooper, one of the Karens from the time, deciding that, well, not deciding, but saying, I was wrong, I'm sorry. And then so at the time she accepted her punishment. Well, she was fired, she got charged, she completed a program. Then she come back a year later and says, it's time for me to up my Karen again and to sue the company. It's just plain stupidity. And they wonder why, the courts take a long time to get stuff through because of stupidity like this. That has been my time for today. This is an Unawarded Black Podcast. Like, share, subscribe. And I'll see you next time.